Title: I had no dreams for the future, so she left me. She started letting it go to her head. She spent more time with her office colleagues, working late into the nights, and began talking down to me because I was working manual labor jobs. She told me I had no ambitions or goals like the people she interacted with. Oh man, it was hard to figure out how to get out of trouble. Without a good exit plan, it's like driving on the highway and missing your exit. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. We're back with another subscriber story. If you want to submit your story, just send it to Lessons from Life. Whether you're looking for advice, sharing a success story, or just want to tell a funny story, we love to hear it all. So please submit your story. Now let's dive into this. Please read the title and then get started. The subject is just my story. The writer starts off with, "Hello, Lessons from Life. I want to remain anonymous but felt it was important to share my experience to hopefully guide other men toward improving their lives. Like most men, I didn't receive much wisdom or advice when it came to relationships from my father, brother, or family. I had to figure it all out by myself. Many of us do. We grew up watching TV shows, sitcoms, and learned the hard way. That's why I always say, wise men learn from others' mistakes. It's great if you can learn from others, but it's also important to learn from your own mistakes. I married my first girlfriend when I was 21, and she was 18, about to turn 19. Soon after, we moved to another state to start a new life. But there were a lot of things that started to frustrate me. I'll admit, I was naive and didn't know any better. She never helped around the house, no dishes, no cooking, no cleaning, nothing. If it required her to get off the couch, it just wasn't going to happen. No matter how much we argued about her laziness, nothing changed. After college, she started working in IT, and within a few years, she was promoted to an IT manager, making good money. She was great at her job, but at home, she was completely useless. I remember when she first told me about her promotion. I thought, that's it, our marriage is over. I was right. Once she started earning good money, she lost all interest in the marriage. It was like, I don't need you anymore. She started spending more time with her office friends, working late, and talking down to me because I worked manual jobs. She said I had no goals, no ambition, just like the people she worked with. Honestly, I was hurt, but I also knew she wouldn't be where she was without me supporting her and picking up the slack. She couldn't even maintain her own car, so I took care of it for her. She'd forget to do her laundry, so I did it for her. And whenever she messed up, I had to cover for her. Like the time she left her keys in my truck, and her boss had to pick her up. I was an hour away at work, so I had to lie and say I accidentally took her keys with me. If she forgot something for work, I'd rush to bring it, even if it meant being late to my own job. And she'd act like my job didn't matter. I'm the manager, I make more money, so your job doesn't count. By the time we were about to separate, I also started working in IT. She wanted a new car, even though she already had a paid-off Dodge Magnum. I was driving a beat-up 95 Ranger with over 200,000 miles, no radio, nothing. But she wanted a new Jeep. I tried to compromise by suggesting a 6-cylinder Jeep since the Magnum and the Ranger couldn't tow our travel trailer. But she was stubborn and insisted on getting exactly what she wanted. We fought, and she canceled plans to look at cars because she wanted to go to a party instead. I went to bed that night and she didn't come home. The next morning, I found her sleeping at a friend's place. I simply walked in and told her I want a divorce. She agreed immediately. By the time I got home from work that evening, she'd moved out and emptied her bank account, so her paycheck wouldn't hit it. I was left with all the bills. At the time, I was making $13 an hour, not nearly enough to cover the house, car, and everything else. I had to work tons of overtime just to make ends meet. A few months later, I got a better job at $18 an hour. Meanwhile, she'd call me randomly just to taunt me, saying things like, "I bought you tissues because I thought you were crying." It was her way of trying to make me mad. Most of her friends took her side, so I cut everyone out. This is the key advice I want to share with other men. During times like these, people might tell you to go out, date around, and move on. Don't do it. I felt like God was telling me to just stay calm and let things pass. The best advice I ever got was to focus on myself. I bought a PS4, started working, and used gaming as therapy. When you're in a long-term relationship, especially after 10 years, it feels like you're dizzy. You want to grab onto something to stop yourself from falling, but if you do, you'll just hurt yourself more. Stay calm, let the dizziness fade, and heal. Going out and dating right after a breakup is like reaching for something while you're dizzy. It only causes more harm. I didn't want rebound relationships that could end in more drama or worse, a disease, a false accusation, or even getting someone pregnant. I stayed home, focused on myself, and healed. I also cut out all toxic people from my life. During the divorce, I noticed she was eager to finalize it quickly. I later found out she was already pregnant by another guy. She didn't want me to find out, so she rushed everything. We separated in December 2013, divorced in July 2014, and by December 2014, she had given birth. She got pregnant right after we split up. A year later, I started looking online, just out of curiosity. One night, after a bottle of Jägermeister, I connected with a woman from the Philippines. We started chatting, and over the next year, we got to know each other well. We connected on a level I never had with my ex. This woman was from a single-parent household, down-to-earth, and very different from Western women. I visited her and her family, and while I was there, I proposed. She's 10 years younger, smoking hot, and still a virgin. When I brought her to the US, my family fell in love with her. We've been married for 4 years, and just had our first child. Things are better than ever. As for my ex, she's living a mess. She had 2 kids from the guy she met after me, but he left her. She moved to Detroit and is now stuck there. Her career in IT is over, and she's practically homeless now. My life is great. I have a cabin in the woods, property paid off, and a great job. The best revenge is living a good life. To all the men out there, if you're looking for a family, look overseas. Find a woman who appreciates you and what you bring to the table. One more thing, don't let anyone convince you that pair bonding doesn't matter. My current wife has been loyal since day one. She's always by my side, and I've never had to doubt her loyalty. In the past 6 years, I've never once questioned her feelings or commitment. The best revenge is a life well lived. Thoughts? The second she got that promotion, she checked out. It was clear she didn't respect him anymore. She was just there until she got what she wanted. When she earned her promotion, she felt above him and his job. She lost all respect, and that's a shame. But I'm glad the writer realized his worth and moved on. Healing and staying calm was the best decision he could have made. It's impressive that he didn't rush into anything else but instead worked on himself. The advice about staying calm and letting things pass is solid. Sometimes you need time to heal before jumping into something new. As for finding someone else, it sounds like he found a much better partner, someone who appreciates him. That's awesome. Best of luck to him, and I'm glad to see he's thriving. And that's the end of this video, everyone. If you have any thoughts you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content. Turn on notifications to stay updated on my latest posts. See you next time.